Hello, guys. Welcome to the first episode of the Big Four Show. And the Big Four Show is a show where you get latest information, get to discuss, get to have conversative discussion and energetic discussion, political. We go from the range of politics to finance to power to relationship issue. So on today's show, I would like to introduce my guys. When I mean my guys that make up the Big Four Show. So I'd like to introduce K. Alpha K, how are you doing?
I'm good, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How's everybody been?
Fine.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
And also sitting close to K, my delectable and is a professor, a future professor. You didn't call me, thank you, guys. They didn't call me professor. We call him Mazi Emmanuel Opasi. Give it to him. How you doing, Opasi?
I'm doing fine. How are you too?
How's the day been?
Doing great.
All right. And also close to me is my delectable. We call him Apariodo. You get it? Apariodo. Apariodo. And a young man that has the wisdom of an elder statesman. You get it? A young man that has the wisdom of an elder statesman. Well, he was a businessman in school. Instead of to go to MBA to do business, he was in school doing business. I've known him for quite a long time. Welcome, Dayo.
Welcome. I greet you.
I greet you.
How are you? Okay, how are you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm okay. Thank you.
I'm okay. Yes, so loud.
I'm okay. I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Me here, I'm the future senator, honorable, the incoming future senator of this great nation. I'm Atiye Melafedu, and it's going to be a very interesting, wonderful, and memorable time you guys will be spending with us. And it's not just that, because most of the topic and most of the discussion we'll be having is something that is relatable to every Nigerian, and it's something that we will also like you guys to come in, ask your question on the comment section, not just ask questions alone. Post, repost, like, subscribe, click on the notification button, because aside the conversation we'll be having, there's so many other things that will be coming up on the show that will also interest everyone, because it's not just going to be us talking. We want you guys also to talk. So once again, you've met the four, should I say the four wise men? Okay, let me say the three wise men with the one hosting, because one day I know I'll also be among the three wise men. So welcome once again to the first episode of the Big Four Show. So thank you. So moving forward, today's topic, should I call it today's topic or our discussion for today? You know, in Nigeria today, we've actually had so many things from last year: subsidy, this, that, security issue and all. And the one that hit us most, that was actually announced last year, that will actually be implemented this year, is the tax policy. But we all understand, Nigeria can only relent on the revenue coming from the oil. And we need to be diversified. We just need to expand our source of revenue. Now, the tax policy has been launched, is ongoing. So many companies have been coming out to talk about it. So many people have been coming out to talk about it. But our topic that we are looking at today, we are not just looking at the tax policy on its own, but today's topic is beyond the tax policy. But today's topic is Nigeria new tax policy. But the body is, can the citizen be sure of transparency? Can the citizen be sure of public benefit? Can we trust the government? Looking at the past administration, from the military to the civilian rights to the democratic, looking at policies, this, that. Now, this revenue that is coming, now this is another source of revenue. Can the citizen trust the government enough to be transparent about this policy? Not just transparent about the policy alone, transparent about the revenue that is being generated from this policy. Even before the policy was even implemented, there were issues about the gazetted and non-gazetted. We've gone past that one. Now is, can they trust the government about the transparency, about the audit, and about the public use of that fund, from infrastructure, schools, security, healthcare, food, and more? So that is what we'll be talking about today. That is what me and the three wise men seated here will be discussing about. So Ayede, regarding this whole tax policy and the transparency and the public benefit that the citizen is expecting the government to use this fund to do, what do you think about it? Should we trust the government enough to show transparency and to show that, to make sure that this fund, this revenue that is being generated from this tax policy is being used for its reasons why it is being generated for?
Thank you, Mary. Firstly, we need to make us understand that tax is something important, and it's something generated in almost all the countries in the world.
Yes.
So it's not just peculiar to Nigeria as a country. But now I understand the fear of the citizens, or should I say I understand our fear that those revenue generated might not be used for the right purpose.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear issues of snakes swallowing money. So I think we are tired of hearing that, and we are so concerned as citizens now. But the honest truth is that this present government has shown us so many ways for us to do.
Okay.
So my own perspective, I feel they have been transparent enough. First, let's talk about communication. This present government has been communicating with the citizens in out. Like, the communication is good. Let's check our past governments. We don't really get much communication from them, like this present government. So I think they are being transparent with us. They are giving us key information of what they are doing. Check now, there's no any politics going on in Nigeria right now that almost everybody is not creating this conversation online. We are seeing them. They might not be enough yet. We are a developing country, we are not developed yet. We are moving towards that way. But we are seeing things that are being done. Let's say, for example, the subsidy that was made. States allocations increased. We'll be all informed. We saw it. Now it's not left for us to hold our governors accountable. Like, now your allocation has been increased. What will you do with your allocation?
Alright.
So it should not just be about the government is trying to squeeze us or take from us.
Okay, I
And
get
if you
that.
want to look, if you should look at this deeply, this new tax policy is not really draining the poor.
Okay.
It's not draining the poor. It's good for the high net worth individuals.
Okay.
And these people don't even pay tax. They just benefit. They are not benefiting from the government most.
Alright.
Not just we the people.
Yeah.
So I feel if you want to check now, there should be accountability. Some things need to be checked, but to some extent, this present government is trying their best. So that is my own take.
Thank you for that, Ayede. Thank you for that. That is quite a lot. Though I have some few reservations regarding
Now,
that.
we try
Based on what I've seen so far in this government, I still don't think the citizen will trust the government based on what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Although we have not seen so much misappropriation yet the last 2 to 3 years of this administration. But I think most of the appropriation that we have seen so far has been after this administration. Just like an ex-AGF of this country now that is being investigated.
Yeah.
You know, most of the appropriation that are happening in government is after the administration.
Yeah.
So I think until we are able to see substantial evidence, you understand? So a lot of misappropriation is going on right now, which I think we are not seeing because this administration is still going on. So I think we should wait and let this government prove to us that they are going to do something substantial with what the revenue that they are going to generate. And secondly, why I think I still will not support this government or to be able to use the fund judiciously, because I haven't seen anything that this administration has done differently in terms of expenditure. This government still keeps buying cars every 4 years. They keep buying cars for House of Assembly members, even
Changing furniture.
for the kings, for the local kings, they still buy cars for them. Imagine Delta State government buying about 50 cars for kings. These are expenses that are
These are something that bring
that are
question.
not necessary. In 2025, so 2026 rather. So please, I still wouldn't trust this government with the fund, but I am open-minded to see what they will do with the fund in the next 1 year before the election year gets itself. So let's see, let's keep open-minded. Let's be open-minded. You understand? But for now, we're still not going to trust the government with the revenue.
All right, thank you very much, guys. So I like where you put that, and that's where I'll put the question. We know the current ruling party as majority of the past officials of the old ruling party, which actually ruled the country for 16 years or so. Yes. Now, moving majority of leaders from that party are now in the current ruling party. Now, if the previous tax system didn't translate into better infrastructure with those old people there, now, are you saying these same old people that have moved into this new party, what do you think they are going to do differently to project transparency and public use? Because let me give you an instance. I was watching a video where a governor of a state said they will give people that give birth in their hospital 500 naira for delivery fee. And that same governor, or when he was the governor of that state, it seems he's a senator now or somewhere. Now, is it that, and is now in our ruling party, is it without you, are you expecting transparency when fund is being dispersed to that kind of person to use it for public benefit, or it will be used for something else? So if the tax revenue that was generated previously did not translate into better structure, better life for the people, what difference do you think this one is going to make?
Well, to be fair on this administration, I feel like this administration has made some good strategic moves to do things different, to be very honest. If you look at how revenue are being collected now, or accounted, or the way they are managed for national development, I feel like there are some game-changing processes that we can use to give this present administration benefit of doubt. Let's look at how revenues are currently being collected versus how things were. Importantly, manual collection of revenue was eliminated. That alone is a game changer for accountability and transparency. Because we all
I like where you take. Actually, like where you're going to, where you're taking it to.
we all plan for electronic means of payments. We believe electronic means of collecting revenue.
I like that.
We enable audit processes. Yes,
Okay.
we enable audit processes. We enable the citizen to track how money are being collected and where money are being
Use for move to
yeah, and that is just one of it. If you look at sharing formula of this revenue now, you can see that we should expect changes in national development. The way revenue are being shared now between local government, state government, and federal government. There are ways that can translate to better lives.
Okay.
So if you also look at collection mix, the system of collection currently is well decentralized such a way that no single entity has unilateral control over collection. In fact, the effect of the National Revenue Service is not as a matter of um, it's not as a matter of unilaterally deciding how revenue is collected. They are just there to monitor, to regulate, and to enforce why collection are decentralized between different payment channels, such that citizens get to choose channels that they trust. So all these things are things that are used to give the government the benefit of that, because they are different ways of doing things.
Okay.
So once we do things differently, we should expect different results.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for the fact that you mentioned the fact we're talking about doing that. And that's where our economy is talking about. Because speaking as a government that is planning with this digitalization of our revenue process and is going for digitalization of the tax process. And the aspect of collection, I don't have a problem with that. Now, we are talking about the aspect of use and transparency. Now, I'll give you an instance. Between 2013, 2014, I think it's between that. I remember when NMPC had a $20 billion issue, and it was audited by PwC in the US. After that audit, they still came up to say, PwC and the US instead of this social and this. Now, that was after collection. It's not like it happened during the process of collection.
Yeah.
Now, this fund has entered into account. Let's say Ayede is the governor, the money is meant to develop his own state, goes to him. Everybody submitted budget. Everybody needs to do something. The problem is, should we trust this government to use that money to do what they are doing? Now, we've gone from FIRS to NRS. This has been the patterns from existing governments. They will come, a new government will come, change the system, bring his own policy just to raise up. We are having now. I want you to know Nigeria is one of the highest rated homeless people in the world. We are living in abject poverty. I was still reading the news where a particular house of assembly they passed a bill that they should buy house, parting house for the people that are living the house of assembly.
No, exactly.
It's not
about
we can
generating
get
the
loan.
money.
Even businesses get
Yes,
That's
yes.
what
that's
businesses get
Getting
but
loan
the fact that these monies are being used
Emmy,
to fund private pockets.
Emmy,
Okay, are you saying the loans?
Emmy.
The loans are
Imagine, please sorry. Imagine during that NCDC time that they were building statue of Jesus Christ.
Emmy, do
You-
you
you
know
are not
that?
getting
it.
Emmy, do you know
They are
that?
not getting
I know that. We are borrowing loan.
Yes.
You said
We are not using it to fund all
wait,
this
let me
institution.
tell
Let
you
me
so
talk,
you
let me
can
talk,
you
let
can
me talk.
understand.
Get.
You said last year, as of October, we have met our target for the taxes that we want
Yeah.
to pay, understand?
Yeah.
That the FIRS have met their target.
Yes.
And you also said you borrowed. Then why is the government still telling the MDAs to push 70% of their capital budget into 2020 budget? Why are we still funding 2023, 2024 and 2025 budget this year when we have already met our target?
Okay, why there are expectations that these reforms that happen over tax and fiscal policies should lead to higher revenues? But when we look at it, higher revenues doesn't 100% translate to better budget performances, because there are some certain areas again where higher revenues are meant to perform. And our debt to revenue ratio actually went down. When this administration came in, we were dealing with about 98% revenue to debt ratio, and by now I think that has fallen to about 60%. So that is also an indication of our improved revenue. So there are other areas where we can track our improved revenue.
Sorry. I don't want us to drift away from our discussion. Now, we are not talking about growth. We are talking about the usage of revenue. Now, I'll give you an instance. Sorry, I'll give you an instance. I'll give you a list of schools in Nigeria that we expect local government or the state government to even improve. Ije secondary school. Likes of the schools in Lagos that are just being handled. Schools that the past government should use those funds, that revenue that are coming in, like you said, should use those funds to improve.
But
You will see, wait, I'm coming. I'll get there. Those schools are underperformed, are under infrastructure. No roof in the classroom. Now, look at I'll give you an example why we still have to question this. Look at the police question. During our first president, maybe before Goodluck, Tafa one person.
Tafa Balogun.
Thank you.
Tafa Balogun.
Thank you. Was also on trial around that time. Look at the former our president, Goodluck, his minister of petroleum. He's still being tried in UK. I'll get there. Where we are seeing that our son was behind private jets. Now I'm coming. No. We don't say we can't dwell in the past.
But you have
We have to look at the past to trust the present. This is a country that has. Okay, wait. I'll come back to it. Look at the issue of ICPC. We had ICPC. They now come and give them to EFCC. Now, you see, are we going to look at
Just
the same thing happening?
Just recently, we had an allegation against a boss of NMDPRA.
Thank you.
I'm not disputing this.
So,
Thank you for our daddy.
Dayo, I'm not saying you guys are.
Yes.
I'm not saying you don't have the full right to question the past.
Yes.
But right now, we are talking about this president.
We are questioning the present government too.
This.
That is where the NDPR issue comes in.
Okay, let me give you an example. Let me first. You're talking about funding. You're talking about revenue. We're talking about revenue. Now let's talk about student. You're not in that
Student loan they are paying back. I hope you know.
Yes, they are paying back.
They are paying back.
Okay, do you
Okay, you might want to say
in
something.
most of the countries, most of the developed countries, when they give stuff, you pay back.
But not the one that
It's
schools
developing.
are pressurizing them to pay back.
Nobody's pressurizing you to pay back. You won't even pay back when you start
Maybe
working.
I saw a school in South that was pressurizing them to pay
No,
back.
that's a lie. That's
2 years after.
Until 2 years after, right? After their service, after their work.
You see,
Ima, let I want to hear what.
But do you expect the
Ima, I want you to talk more about the use of the revenue.
let me make something.
What? Okay, I have a direct question.
Let
Let me direct the question properly. Let me put it in a way that I want to hear your aspect of it. Can you give me 5 infrastructure that
Not just infrastructure.
no
Give me 5 things that this improved budget have actually helped.
let's not start this. No. We can't judge our present government. But I want to ask, from the last government to this one, between the space of 4 years or 3 years,
3 years.
the revenue that was generated, what has it been?
What are the biggest revenue
What are
the things that they've done differently?
They've done a lot of things differently. I didn't see it for yourself.
Let me make
Are you saying
something.
because of the coastal road? Is that what you're saying?
Let me make something.
Do you know the revenue that Coastal Road will be generating?
What about the Lagos Ibadan Expressway? Government also do that. The government also did that.
When people are not actually
Okay, let's out here.
Let me make something.
What makes you feel
Why
You are talking
Why-
about the
why
coastal
our
road that was
concern?
built in 8 years.
while our concern
Oh, it's open now.
Yes.
was how improved revenue have been accounted for. I feel like there are obvious things that we can use to track this progress.
Like,
Give me
It's
give
in
me
the new
opportunity to
policy.
highlight some
I want
key
to
areas.
hear.
Okay, look at our budget deficit situation.
Now,
We were no. Let me land
now.
this. Let me
That
land
does not impact
this.
it. That does not impact the citizens
Let
directly.
me illustrate that for
Emi, I can tell you.
I can ask you now.
Emi,
Okay, sorry.
just-
I can ask you now. I can only defend this government in something that help the citizen directly. Like, I like what the president just did about the lecturers.
Okay.
This is the first time.
Professor, yes.
This is the first time
Including their
in
salary
years.
by
Even when we were in school,
Yes.
even when we were in school, we were going on
And
strike.
That's one of the
That
areas
is
where
what-
improved
that is
revenue
bad.
gave government more abilities to
Ima wait.
Yeah,
Ima
yeah,
wait.
yeah.
Now that same improved
They don't have
revenue
money to
funded some government to be paying some money. Well, it's still under being alleged. Wait, I'm coming. You land. It's still under being alleged that
is still in court case that someone used some money to fund the student school fees. And aside from that, and that's why I said alleged. Now it's still some, and still same government same party had the past CBN governor still going investigation, the past AGF still the same thing.
And that is right. Wait.
Now, we are not saying that there is no tangible evidence, right? Those revenue, those money that was used to is for personal use. Those are the money that likes of the policy that our president is trying to do, that we should get more revenue, clear our deficit, have our foreign exchange pocket more high. But now, if this revenue are being dispensed, the people, it's just like I'm giving this person $200,000 to build to impact his community. Are you doing it right?
Now, most of
Imam wanted to say something. I don't want us to cut to match.
I know.
Let me
highlight now. I feel like most of these citizens, we are holding the politicians. We are not holding our civil servants.
I like that.
No.
I like that. That's where I'm going to even ask more questions.
Listen, wait. Let me land. Let's go to the extent.
Yeah, I like that.
If a politician, if the Minister for Health,
yes,
is disposing money to your hospital,
yes,
hospital management board, the CMD is the head of the hospital management board, if I'm not mistaken. Now, you are being given a form.
yes,
Used to do this, but you're not doing it.
What should now happen to the person?
Monitoring.
No, apart from monitoring, what should take place?
Should know what should take place how.
Yes, after the person is not using the fund to do
investigation will take
place.
place.
After audit and trade, when it's being found out, what should now happen?
You know how emotional we the citizens.
No, I'm not talking about emotional in place. So what should now happen?
You know how it all is.
Well, I believe
it seems like
the
politicians are
I want
the
I believe the subject of this conversation is about how we can track the impact of improved revenue.
Not how
Now,
we track.
wait.
We are talking about how we can. Wait. I said the topic is transparency and accountability, and also public benefits.
Give you opportunity to highlight signs of this.
I'm not dealing with signs here. I want facts.
Okay.
And that's what I'm telling you now. When it comes,
Not indications. I have so many indications that I can use to
listen.
say this government are working out.
Emi, you want to
Remember the loan
that?
that the government was actually giving out, and also the tractors, the farmers' tractor that was even
if the farmers are not using
you know
it,
so
if
those tractors
they won't be
are
good
still
results.
lying. No, they've shared those tractors. They've shared some of those tractors. They've shared some of those tractors.
Let me listen to you.
But I want Iman to finalize his statement. He was going somewhere. I will now come back to the public service where we are looking at
The civil servants need to be checked.
Thank you. I'll give you an instance. Sorry,
Allow me to
okay,
highlight
stop.
the impact. You don't want me to say indications, you don't want me to say signs.
Yes.
Let me say the impact of this improved revenue.
Yes.
Now, give me enough time to highlight these areas that are obvious to us that we can use to give credit to this present time.
Okay, I want to.
Okay, one. Most importantly, I mentioned revenue to debt service. We were almost using all the revenues to service the debt before.
Do you know
But
that
now-
because some people were spending it?
Spending.
Yes,
You know,
some people. That's what I'm saying.
you
Some
don't
people
dwell with
were
allegations
spending.
here.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I
Some
want your
people were
facts.
spending.
I want your facts.
Okay.
You know what? Don't give me allegations.
Okay, wait. I
want your
have
facts.
that.
Don't
Now,
tell me
that
I
one.
ask you.
There's one.
That's
Our.
That's
Wait. Let me give you one.
No.
We have our
Wait,
minister of
let me
petroleum.
back.
We have.
Let's see
Okay,
now.
let's
me
do
back.
that.
That's
Get there.
that's
Let me
one.
get.
I have about 5 million to mention. You have not even allowed me to mention more than one before I that is just one area. Okay. Another area to look at is our budget performance. Our deficit, obviously, we will be able to pinpoint that. Our budget deficit
government are
greatly
the
improved.
best one in terms of
It's because
You know
the
that.
overall budget increased.
Iman, you
radically.
get that.
Wait,
Okay, wait. I want to ask you
expecting-
something. Wait. I
Wait.
want to ask you something.
Please, the
I want to
budget,
ask you something.
when you don't have the
Dio.
sources to fund it.
Okay, I want to ask you
Then
something.
why always try to budget from one year to another?
He's not even trying to be ambitious.
Iman,
Every no.
Iman,
Yeah,
I want to ask you guys
but
something.
don't be too over ambitious.
Dio, I want to ask something.
Are you
To
saying
the common
the government
that
should limit
Ima-
what they
Ima-
can achieve?
But why? But we are still running.
But we always say we should dream higher.
I'm not
I'm
saying
now,
I'm not saying we should not dream higher.
Let me try to say
to
something.
the common
Okay, I've not even mentioned the 5 points I want to mention. This is
the
just,
first one is not related
This is
to the
just-
common Nigeria.
it's not related.
Yes.
Okay. Let me give you more.
Give me more related
Okay,
one.
currently Nigeria is going through the highest infrastructure transformation. That is one of
Okay, wait, I
You're talking about coastal road.
like that.
You
Wait.
go-
I like that.
Yeah,
We're talking about railways.
Let me say something.
Regarding
Share that coastal road go job.
Thank you. Now, I have a question regarding that coastal road. That same coastal road was made to be 700.
I think they were 700 and something.
They've done how many now?
I think they've done about 50 something.
Now, I expect a government that foresee that the citizens are living with unemployment. We have so many unemployed people that they people to bring down such a huge project, not to hand over it to just.
What do you mean by that?
Can I-
What would you mean by
can
that?
I-
Can you
Can I-
just
can I-
because of your opinion?
Wait, calm down.
I would like to
Calm
ask
down.
you
Let me
about-
finalize
I would like to ask you
what I'm saying.
how can you
Let me
not-
Calm down.
I'm not going to
Let
agree.
me wait. Now I'm saying the government. My point is the government should have opened that project instead of for proper transparency and accountability. That is a huge project to be doing just one project. And for speed, if you say this government is handling infrastructure, that project was handed over to someone, let me not say to one particular firm when we have different firms that can.
Because that's the firm
Just
that has the capacity to
Does
Wait,
the firm have the
to do the
capacity to
project.
make alone or
No,
not?
you
The
check
firm,
that.
I'm
Check that.
telling you, I'm going to tell you that we'll be here and we'll see that. Let me not say something negative about my country because we've seen
It's not about being negative.
so many projects that
I don't think we
that-
should be
negative.
No,
Let
it's
me
not about being
because
negative.
I will wish that same company I come some.
I want to ask
that
about
same
capability of the
now
company.
I will
Is the
ask
company capable?
I will now ask you a question.
I will say
Is
if
the
they
company
are capable.
Wait, I want to give my analogy.
We all know
Chill.
those
I want to
by
give
which
my
they
analogy.
to select them.
Which process?
Ima-
Which
Ima-
process?
The way it was not an open process.
Who told you? No,
Ima-
that's
Ima-
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Give me benefit to see
companies
Let
that
me clarify.
actually bid for that.
Let me clarify something.
These ones are not capable.
Wait, let me
So are you saying Julius Berger is
Which
not
other
capable?
it's not.
Okay,
Let
that's
me-
because we did not give you the
Let me-
No, I'm not saying
You're
just
being
because
biased.
it's not Julius
No,
Berger.
no, no.
Well, what about these other Chinese companies that help us?
CC.
No, wait. Do you know what
I
my
don't know
question
how
is?
to-
Hold on.
Let me
I
clarify
want to
something.
clarify something.
About
Give me
that
1 minute.
bidding process.
Just give me 1 minute. I don't want us to go through the bidding process. What I wanted to say that it will impact the direct citizen. Imagine that kind of project as a government that is actually after the people. Should split it between 3 credible construction firms. Some people can start from the other end and these other people start from the other. It will allow the citizen start from all those other firms to be engaged.
I don't
And
even care. I don't even
it will
care.
help them.
Actually,
Wait.
I don't think we should care about who is handling the project. What
We
we
want
want is
results. The results is what
and
we
we are
want.
seeing results. So I'm not even.
Is the
concerned.
result-
Okay, you are seeing results.
The result is
You are seeing results.
I still saw that road.
And
That
that's
road,
what
that road
on
is
the
not.
coastal
You are
road.
seeing
I
results.
still have
Are you
questions.
seeing results?
That road is
Are you
still
seeing
small.
results? Are you
That
seeing
road, same thing. Let me tell you
Are you
something.
seeing results?
I'm not saying,
But
This
no,
guy-
no, no,
show
no,
him.
no, no, no.
Show him.
that road is
That's
small.
not
That
show
road,
this guy.
wait, wait.
No,
Aside from
no,
coastal
no,
road,
no,
what else?
Let me
No, actually, this
Okay,
government
I
can
guess-
address so much in terms of
This one is doing
Wait,
road. That's what the revenue.
That's
Your
what
revenue.
that's what
That's where your
that's
revenue.
what one of the
That's what
governors
revenue
do.
is.
for is it road
That
go
was
chop?
what
Road will give you full job.
How?
that's what one of the
How?
governors in Ogun State do. Now the question is
No,
maintenance of.
it's as in, that's
Let me
my
address your
This-
word.
Now the question
That's
is,
my state.
I'll give you an
Know
instance.
what you're
Oshodi.
saying.
I'll give you an
What's
instance.
your
Now, wait, before I
That's
go,
the road.
that's
That's
the
the road.
Oshodi. That's
That's the
Oshodi. Our honourable.
Yeah, Emiola, let me address your worries and concerns over Lagos to Calabar coastal area. First, about the bidding process. Why it is normal for government to do open bidding process? Understand that it is also normal for government to act at their discretion to award a contract without an open bidding
resources. Okay, that is one. About the capacity of one contractor to facilitate that project, you can say that is the longest roadway that has been constructed on this earth. Okay. So, and I don't think the construction company has
They are complaining that
they
they
have
can't do
demonstrated
it,
that they don't have capacity.
And they are capable.
If you look at the infrastructure project, it is being carried on about in about four states together.
Yeah, more than that.
And what is
Yes,
going on?
yes. So and overall about our worries about if there are indications of improvement over increase revenue. There are a lot of areas to look at if we are to be fair. I've mentioned about 2 or 3 areas. You can still look at the area of increase in foreign exchange. These are also indications of our improvement in fiscal for decades. Our foreign reserve was depleting. This is the first time in about 10 years where our foreign reserve has been climbing steadily. Improve liquidity in the market, improve performance of our foreign exchange rate.
Yeah.
So to me, we
seen the
have to
law.
give this administration the benefit of doubt to finish up and examine them. I mean, it is just 2 or 3 years into
I
our
want
administration.
I want to say something.
Yeah, in as much there's always room for improvement, they should be able to improve even more. But I feel like Nigerians are just too. Should I say we're expecting too much, or we are overreacting based on issues that we faced in the past?
No, you can't say we are expecting too much. There's nothing like we're expecting too much.
I think we're just.
We have been through this before.
I think we are judging. If we are judging the president,
I want to even say something.
If we
And I
are,
like what Ima was saying. He said what we have high FX now. High FX now. Now, during the past 2 government administration, we had our oil revenue was actually one of the highest then during that time. Being the former minister design oil.
yes,
Now, okay, wait. I want to.
This was the
Wait,
same
wait,
period
wait,
where
wait.
our foreign
Yes,
reserve was depleting.
I like. Do you know what? I want to say something now. Same thing we saw. Something was we were having much money from somewhere. Now what happened? There was you get now same thing. Our FX2. We can say this is this. CBN now is doing this that. We will wait till one day. Power should be open.
Yes, but you only start.
Okay, wait. You know what? That's it. Because now,
you only start. It's not just about.
What are we going to do? In the absence of suspicion.
okay, now
In the absence of suspicion, what should we do?
now,
We should keep on.
Now,
We have to be optimistic.
okay, see now. Let's do something. Tax only works when trust exists, and
Nobody, I'm not
the
arguing.
government have not executed. I'm not talking about this present government. Government overall have not executed that trust to use that tax to do whatever the government wants. We've had so many cases of corruption in things like that. Until transparency is something that is institutionalized. Transparency is the core being of our behavior. I like when I say even the civil servant, the common Nigeria has a corrupt mindset. Just the common Nigeria we have. See, if you know what some people even do in their
Some
office,
people are honest though.
some
people are honest. And you know,
I am the honest.
I am the honest one.
I agree because I know I spent time with you. But to round up, because we are far spend so much time on this, and I want us to round up. I will just give us, let me say, minutes. Just give us a point, and I will start with Emmanuel because he had a lot to say. He gave me so many reasons to trust the government.
Okay.
But
Positive indications.
he only gave one public infrastructure. But just
Round up.
in 60 seconds, would you trust this government?
Well, maybe not full confidence, but I will say benefit of that and optimism.
So thank you for that. What about that?
I still wouldn't trust the government But like I said earlier, I'm open-minded. I want to see what they can do this year. This is 2026. I want to see what they can do this year. Let's see how they can perform with the new ones. Then we can talk about whether we want to trust them or not. So that's it.
I know.
I mean, like, I trust the government. This is not because I'm not trying to say this government is in my favor, but what I'm just trying to say is that even this new tax policy is just not about the tax man collecting your money. It's about monitoring where your money is going to.
It's a full
It's a full fiscal reform.
Yeah.
So it's not just about to get money from the citizens. Well, let's just be open-minded, like you said. Like, let's keep hoping, and with us working together, we can go together.
For me, Nigerians have so many reasons to trust. I want us to know something. Trust isn't enough.
Yeah.
And the Nigerian government has done it in
I'm disappointed Nigerians. Yeah.
But
Maybe I do.
Enough? No, not enough.
So I'm coming. And like I said, they've not given us so many cases. I could have mentioned so many cases, but because of time, maybe we'll have a part 2 of this episode of this topic, so we'll be able to talk more. But one thing we must know is trust isn't implemented until we know that the people that actually do this, our local government chairman, the governors, the ministers, the senators that need to carry out those tasks that we have to, that we can see that the common Nigerian can afford transport, can afford 3 square meals a day, or even 2, 101 and 2, and afford good healthcare. That is when we know that yes, public benefit is being realized.
Well, just to add to your point, we must also understand that any trust is not a big deal.
That is why the people have had issues. Nigeria is having today. Are you telling me someone? Well, I'm coming. Let's not go. Let's just stand up here. I want us to just stand up here. With that statement, we have a lot of time.
I mean, thank you.
But like I said, we are coming back to this topic. Yeah, everyone, we've actually come to the end of this episode, and it was really, really engaging. There was a lot of banter, argument, and I'm not still arguing with Ina, but let's just get this rounded up. And again, this show, the Big Four show, is not even stopping there at all. I want you to also look at our Thursday episode. Click your notification button, stay alive, stay true, be the true lovely Nigerian that we know ourselves. We know ourselves that we are defending. So that we are standing for. Be that true patriotic Nigeria. Say no to corruption. Vote right. Trust the government. Give them time and trust yourself. Thank you, everyone. Have a good one.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Subscribe, guys.